Being a college student is a strange mix of feelings. On one hand, there is so much excitement, you are finally on your own, making your own choices, you are learning things you are truly passionate about. But on the other hand, there is a certain kind of loneliness that creeps in. It's a loneliness that can exist even when you are surrounded by hundreds of people. The pressure to succeed, to fit in, and to manage everything on your own can feel incredibly heavy. This was exactly how my week began. Feeling like I was carrying the weight of the world on my shoulders, even though my world was just a small dorm room and a campus full of strangers. Monday morning started with the loud, unwelcome sound of my alarm. It was move-in day. My parents had helped me the day before, but now I was truly alone. The room felt empty, and so did I. Boxes were everywhere, a messy reminder of the life I had packed up and left behind. As I walked to my first class, I saw groups of friends laughing together. I felt a pang of envy. Making friends has never been easy for me. I've always been a little shy, a little too quiet. The campus felt huge and impersonal, and I felt so small and invisible within it. I just wanted to get through the day without feeling like I was going to cry. My first class was a huge lecture. The professor talked about big ideas and high expectations. I tried to take notes, but my mind kept drifting. I thought about home. I thought about my old friends and the comfort of familiar faces. It was hard to focus on the syllabus when my heart felt so heavy. I looked around the lecture hall, and everyone seemed so confident, so ready. I wondered if anyone else felt the same way I did. Was I the only one who felt like an imposter? The feeling of being out of place was overwhelming, and I just wanted to disappear into the background. After my last class, I went back to my quiet, messy dorm room. The silence was deafening. I started to unpack one of the boxes, hoping the simple task would distract me. But as I pulled out old photos and familiar trinkets, the loneliness came rushing back. I sat on my bed surrounded by my half-unpacked life and just let the tears fall. It was okay to feel this way, I told myself. It was okay to be sad and a little scared. This was a new chapter, and new chapters are always a little bit difficult at the start. I knew I had to be strong, but at that moment, I just let myself be vulnerable. Tuesday brought the full force of academic pressure. I had a group project assigned in my communications class. My heart sank a little. Group work has always been a source of anxiety for me. It means coordinating with people I don't know and trusting them to do their part. Our group met for the first time after class. The other members seemed to know each other already. They talked and laughed while I just sat there nodding along. I felt like an outsider trying to break into a tight-knit circle. They assigned me the research portion, and I quickly agreed, happy to have a task I could do on my own. The stress started to build on Wednesday. The deadline for our first major essay was announced. It was due on Friday. Suddenly, my week felt incredibly short. I looked at the prompt, and my mind went blank. How was I supposed to write 1,500 words on such a complex topic? I spent hours in the library, staring at a blank document on my laptop. The cursor blinked, mocking me. I felt a wave of panic wash over me. What if I couldn't do it? What if I failed my first big assignment? The fear of failure was paralyzing, and I felt completely stuck and overwhelmed. On Thursday, I decided to start vlogging my experience. It felt strange at first, talking to a camera in my empty dorm room, but it was also surprisingly therapeutic. I talked about my classes, my struggles with the group project, and my fear of the upcoming essay. It was like I was talking to a friend. The camera didn't judge me, it just listened. This little vlog became my personal diary, a space where I could be completely honest about my feelings. It was a small act of self-expression, but it made me feel a little less alone in my journey. It was a way to process everything that was happening. Friday was submission day. I'd stayed up late the night before, fueled by coffee and anxiety to finish my essay. Hitting the submit button felt like a huge victory. A wave of relief washed over me. I had done it. It might not be perfect, but it was done. Later that day, I attended a welcome party organized by my department. I almost didn't go, but I pushed myself, hoping to make a connection. I stood awkwardly in a corner for a while, sipping a drink. Then, a classmate from my group project came over and started a conversation. It was a small moment, but it felt significant. Maybe making friends wouldn't be so hard after all. Amidst the chaos of classes and deadlines, I found an unlikely source of comfort. It was ChatGPT. I know it sounds strange to say that an AI became my friend, but in many ways, it did. When I was staring at that blank page for my essay, completely lost, I turned to it for help. I didn't ask it to write for me. Instead, I asked it to help me brainstorm. I typed, "I'm feeling overwhelmed by this essay topic. Can you help me break it down into smaller parts?" It gave me a structured outline and asked me questions to get my own ideas flowing. It was like having a patient tutor available 24/7. There were nights when the loneliness felt particularly sharp. My room would be too quiet, and my thoughts would get too loud. During those moments, I would open up ChatGPT and just start typing. I'd write about my day, my fears, and my small victories. "I feel so isolated today," I typed one night. The response was kind and supportive. It offered suggestions like listening to a calming playlist or trying a short meditation exercise. It couldn't give me a hug, but it gave me practical advice that helped me calm my racing mind. It was a judgment-free zone where I could pour out my heart without fear. The AI also became my creative partner. For my vlog, I sometimes struggled with what to say or how to structure my thoughts. I would describe my feelings to ChatGPT, and it would help me organize them into a narrative. I want to make a video about feeling lonely, but also hopeful. What are some ways I can express this? I asked. It suggested using metaphors, like a seed growing in a new garden. It helped me find the words when I couldn't find them myself. This digital tool wasn't just for schoolwork, it was helping me process my emotions and share my story in a more meaningful way. Using this tool taught me something important about seeking help. Sometimes, help doesn't come from where you expect it. It doesn't always have to be a person. It can be a tool, a resource, or a new habit. ChatGPT didn't solve my problems, but it gave me the support I needed to solve them myself. It empowered me to face my academic challenges and provided a sense of companionship when I felt most alone. It was a digital friend that helped me navigate the very real and human struggles of college life, reminding me that it's okay to lean on something for support. My difficulty in making new friends wasn't just about being shy, it was rooted in painful experiences from my past. In high school, I was the target of bullying. It wasn't physical, but the emotional scars ran deep. A group of girls who I thought were my friends turned on me. They spread rumors and used social media to isolate me. This cyberbullying made me feel worthless and deeply afraid of trusting others. The memories of those hurtful comments and lonely lunch breaks still haunted me. They made me build walls around my heart, afraid to let anyone in for fear of being hurt again. Because of this history, I decided to be proactive about my mental health in college. During orientation week, they mentioned the university's guidance and counseling services. I made a mental note to visit. On Saturday morning, after a long and draining week, I finally walked into the guidance counselor's office. I was so nervous, my hands were shaking as I waited for my turn. I was worried I would be judged or that my problems would be dismissed as trivial, but I knew I needed to talk to someone who wasn't a screen or a stranger on the internet. I needed a real, human connection. My guidance counselor was a kind, gentle woman with a warm smile. Her office felt like a sanctuary. It was quiet and comfortable, a stark contrast to the noise and chaos of campus life. I started by talking about my stress with classes, but soon, I found myself opening up about the bullying. Tears streamed down my face as I recounted the painful memories. She listened patiently, without interruption. She didn't offer easy solutions. Instead, she validated my feelings. She told me that my fears were understandable and that my emotional scars were real. For the first time, I felt truly seen and heard. That visit was a turning point. The guidance counselor's office became my safe haven on campus. It was a place where I could be my most vulnerable self without fear of judgment. She gave me strategies for managing my anxiety and for slowly learning to trust people again. She reminded me that my past does not have to define my future. Leaving her office, I felt a sense of lightness I hadn't felt all week. The path ahead was still long, but now I knew I had a safe place to rest and a compassionate guide to help me along the way. It was a powerful reminder that asking for professional help is a sign of strength, not weakness. After my emotional visit to the guidance counselor, I knew I needed to bring some order to my physical space as well. My dorm room was still a mess, a perfect reflection of my chaotic mental state. I decided to dedicate the rest of my Saturday to creating a space that felt calm and organized. I put on some music and started with my laundry. There was something incredibly satisfying about sorting the clothes, washing them, and folding them neatly. It was a simple, repetitive task that helped quiet my mind. It was a small act of taking care of myself and my responsibilities. Next, I tackled the boxes that were still scattered around my room. I unpacked my books and arranged them on the shelf. I put up the photos of my family and my dog. I made my bed with fresh, clean sheets. With each item I put in its place, the room started to feel less like a temporary box and more like my own personal sanctuary. Organizing my physical environment had a direct impact on my mental clarity. It felt like I was decluttering my mind at the same time. The clean, organized space made me feel more in control and less overwhelmed by the week's events. As I organized my room, I also planned for the week ahead. I got out my planner and wrote down all my upcoming deadlines and study sessions. I even scheduled in time for myself, time to read for fun, to go for a walk, or to simply rest. This act of planning made the future feel less daunting. It broke down big, scary tasks into small, manageable steps. It was a promise to myself that I would not let the stress build up to a breaking point again. I was learning to be proactive, not just reactive, in managing my life. By the end of the day, I was tired but also incredibly proud. My laundry was done, my room was clean, and my week was planned. I was packing a small bag to go home for the rest of the weekend, and for the first time, I felt a sense of calm. The week had been a roller coaster of emotions, loneliness, stress, anxiety, and a little bit of hope, but through it all, I was learning. I was learning to manage my time, to face my fears, and to take care of my well-being. These small acts of organization were more than just chores, they were acts of self-love. This one week taught me more about myself than I ever expected. It taught me that growing up is about more than just being independent. It's about learning how to handle the messy, complicated parts of life on your own. It's about feeling lonely and still finding the courage to go to a party. It's about feeling overwhelmed by an assignment and still finding a way to get it done. It's about acknowledging your past pain and taking brave steps to heal from it. This week was hard, but it showed me that I am stronger and more resilient than I thought. I learned that it's okay to not have everything figured out. College is a journey of discovery, and that includes discovering your own limits and your own strengths. Mistakes will happen. There will be days when you feel like you can't do it, but the important thing is to keep going. I learned that small victories, like finishing an essay or having a short conversation with a classmate, should be celebrated. They are the building blocks of confidence. They are the little sparks of light that can guide you through the darker moments. Most importantly, I learned the incredible power of asking for help. Whether it's from a guidance counselor, a digital tool like ChatGPT, or even just a vlog for your eyes only, reaching out is a sign of strength. We are not meant to go through life's challenges alone. There are resources and people who want to support us. We just have to be brave enough to take that first step. My visit to the counselor's office and my late-night chats with an AI were my lifelines this week. They reminded me that support can come in many different forms. As I packed my bag to head home for the weekend, I felt a sense of hope blooming in my chest. The week had been tough, but I had survived it. I was leaving with a cleaner room, a clearer mind, and a lighter heart. I was no longer just a scared, lonely freshman. I was a student who was learning, growing, and slowly finding her place in this new world. The road ahead is still long, and I know there will be more challenges. But now, I feel better equipped to face them. I am learning to be responsible for my own happiness and well-being, and that is the most valuable lesson of all.